Bang, bang.
Bong, bong. Look at that new intro.
Woo! It's just so
Holy.
clean. All the legends.
Absolutely crisp.
You know what rhymes with copacetic? Only legends. Bang, bang. So,
You know what rhymes with pathogenic? That's pathetic. All right, continue.
Oh, we're having fun. What a good show we have for you today, everybody. Welcome to the Bodycast. This is the official, what do I say? Welcome to the Bodycast. My name is Copacetic, and with me is Pathogenic. We kind of covered that already. We are, of course, the best podcast for the international culture of Battlerap. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and on all your favorite podcast platforms in the links below. It's the only place for fans to go for Battlerap news from around the globe. What's up, Sythe? Yo, Sythe knows what's up around the world. That's what we're talking about. And that's really what we're talking about. We're going around the world today, as we normally do. Shouts out to everybody watching. I was at an event last night where multiple people came up to me and were like, I love the show. I love the community cheers. And I thought, man, this is awesome that people fucking religiously watch our shit and fuck with us. This is weird. It's a weird niche little podcast that's for very elite battle rap enthusiasts. You know, we're covering global battle rap. It's not everybody who watches the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's municipal government, federal government, Illuminati, people who watch the Bodycast.
That's about right. That's what I've heard.
Yep.
Studies show that you are correct. So appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you want to take this whole experience, this is going to be an amazing experience, probably the best battle rap experience you've ever had in your life. And we're going to bring it up to an even higher level every week. Every week, we have a rubric to fear. Hold on, what does rubric mean?
That'd be like a layout.
Oh, really?
A template.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, but then it works. Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Actually, it does. The fact that we don't have a written script for the community cheers is a rubric to fear.
Oh, shit. I was just throwing words.
That's a double meaning, which we do a lot of in battle rap.
So. Yeah. Oh, boy. Arcane had a quadruple last night. A real quadruple, I think. I only got 3 of them, but that's because I'm not super in tune. But that was a real one. So.
Transport truck?
Yeah. Transport trucks and you transport. It was great. But we will get into that. Yes. So join us now, the rubric to fear. Join us now for a community cheers. And cheers.
I forgot a drink. I'm losing.
Get the fuck out of here.
I did, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know. What am I doing?
Just mime it. Just
honestly,
they can't tell.
I have no clue what to.
What are you vaping?
I don't know.
Are you calling for ducks? Somehow
That's hilarious. Calling for ducks is hilarious.
I'm gonna sip twice and cheers twice.
Thank you,
my guy. Okay, well, you don't come together. The Bodycast is all about community effects. Yeah. Amazing show today. Only 5 minutes on the intro, which is really great.
That's 3 minutes better than I think what our normal previously was.
So. Yeah, so baby steps. But as a reminder, it's as good a time as any to just click the like, hit the likes, the subscribe. Make sure you do the likes. Maybe even leave a comment. Say is that a thing? Maybe.
Hit the notification bell. You want to know when we're going live so that you could be tuned in, watching it happen.
Right, because I mean, think about today. Think of all the people who were expecting us to be on it.
Think of all the people that are doing their own thing. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's
Day. But they're not spending time with their 2 daddies, which is me and Cole.
Right.
So
let's not think about them. Let's think about great things that are happening around the world. And I mean, I think, let's be real. A lot of fucking shit is happening in the United States, especially this week. I mean, there's a lot going on with Chrome 23 and Easy Block Captain and URL, all sorts of speculation and fun inferences and drama, which I think is probably overblown for effect because, battle rap community. Any community in general loves drama. They love to sink their teeth into it.
Yeah.
But
you ever see the, I can't remember what movie it is, where the news reporter like makes bets
network.
happen to be able to film them and then get better ratings so he can sell his stuff for a higher amount. I think it was a documentary. This happened in somewhere in South America. And there's a part of me that wonders if Battlerap is like that too. Like some of this stuff is specifically blown out of proportion by bloggers to keep themselves in business.
Yeah, like Papu said, "Oh, would you please excuse me, Easy? I need to get by here to the bar." And he says, "Well, of course, sir. I have great respect for you, and why don't you please pass me on the way to your bar?" Easy got beat up by Papoose.
Yeah, 100%.
Fine, and he threw a boomerang at him, and yeah, it's a samurai sword.
Easy and Papoose just dapped each other up, and DNA Tooth was like, "Yo, Papoose put his hands on Easy."
he's
the way it goes.
He threw him all the way, and then Easy threw one up, and it was, oh man, you should have been there.
Crazy.
Everybody was there, and nobody filmed it, so obviously it definitely happened.
Yep.
But we
just saw at Gnome Impact a slight scuffle outside with Rock and Chess, and there was like 4 videos. You don't think that if there's a fucking fight, somebody isn't Quick Draw McGraw on the phone taking a video of that?
Right, you do 2 taps, and then you're in.
Boom, you're right there videoing it.
They do that.
If it was real, there's video evidence.
Facts. Also about aliens, but we're not going to get into that. So I mean, the biggest news, I think the hugest news and really exciting and historic battle rap news that people care about is, yes, Grind Time is back. Grind Time X, GTX. We're calling it GTX. Yes, GTX is back with another event, and it looks really fucking impressive.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's a cool little flyer that kind of builds hype too. No, like seeing the position of various people on the card, seeing the blacked out Grim Reaper figures, letting people speculate. I like that Diz has his face with the mystery opponent, and I'm not 100% sure, but the backgrounds for each one of the matchups may or may not have some sort of tell to what the matchup is. And I really, really like the design and the layout for it.
Yeah, yeah, it's sharp. It's eye-catching.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. It's it's a blue and black sort of thing. There's a lot of energy to it, electricity. You feel like the first matchup is Dumbfounded and Satire, which is such a great team, versus
DNA and Charlie Clips.
Thank you, DNA and Charlie Clips, which is also the Sudsy. The X stands for anything.
It is a variable.
Yeah, you can have whatever you want there. Grind Time, xylophones. I'm trying to think of all the X words that I know.
Grind Time XQZ. Speaking of Pathogenic versus XQZ out right now, go watch that. Shameless plug, which I'll pull in like multiple times throughout the episode. But I think that with these first few matches, you're really seeing that kind of history of West Coast battle rap and GTX. Dumbfounded and Satire is such a great matchup from guys that were very, very prominent in Grind Time. Satire did return against Marv 1, I think, on a GTX card recently, and it was a great return for being gone for so long. Thanks. And then Dumbfounded had his first battle back in 5 years or something at Stay Forever. Classic performance.
Yeah.
Really and good. So him having 2 battles in a 6-month span, that's pretty cool. We haven't seen Dumbfounded be that. It's only 2 battles, but we haven't seen him be that active in a year in a long time. So it's cool to see him back outside like that.
You're 100% correct. I mean, who'd have thought Dumbfounded would be more active than O'Shea in battle rap? But here we are.
Here we are.
Dumbfounded and SoulCon, which is wild. what's happening? I saw the email that Diz put out saying, "Hey, this is the bat signal for everybody who used to be in grind time,"
Mhm.
and I'm thinking like, I want to see. Who do I want to see? I want to see D Mites. Let's get D Mites back. My guys.
I anticipate big returns with it being
So
such a monumental event.
yeah,
Having Dirtbag Dan return is really cool. He's a very prominent foundational figure when it comes
totally,
to West Coast battle rap. And so
definitely.
him returning and having a battle on this card really solidifies the reputation of the West and GTX with this event.
Who's he battling again?
He is battling. Fucking just saw it.
Dirtbag Dan versus.
A Ward and Frack also was announced.
Right.
That was this week, which was very cool.
Dirtbag Dan is battling Carter Deems.
Carter Deems, correct.
Right. So Carter Deems, who just had some passport issues and wasn't able to get into the UK, and the UK is the UK, to battle in Scotland, and he was battling Mackenzie and Slester, and that didn't happen, which is too bad. But I guess he's active because he's out here gonna potentially battle Dirtbag Dan.
Which also has a cool layer to it because for those that don't know, Dirtbag Dan does a lot of absolutely amazing work with rescue dogs in the West in his area there. And so I really like the idea of Carter Deems famously being the cat guy and battling Dirtbag Dan, who's very famously the dog guy. So it's almost like cats and dogs in a real life battle.
Yep. I got Carter Deems 3-0. Anyways, what else is we don't know really anything else. We know that Diz is trying to get GTX guys, grind time guys back, and he's very international. We assume that maybe his opponent is not somebody from North America. Potentially, could be somebody from across the globe. There could be a bunch of different ways that it goes, and it's super exciting. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. And well, I think how cool would it be for Fresco to come back for this?
Ooh. What I love about this announcement is it says, hey, listen, we got fucking Satire and Dumbfounded. We got A Word versus Frack. We got Disaster versus Who Knows. Hollow versus Thesaurus. Come be on this card. So, if Fresco were to return, it's not like the red carpet isn't laid out. It's not like come back to this tryout event and headline our iffy card. It's like this is going to be a big card, Battle of the Bay, big name in battle rap history.
Yeah, and it's a celebration of, I think it's 15 years of hip hop as well as 10 years of Battle of the Bay and the grind time anniversary. This is much more of a celebration of battle rap in this area and of that time period, which is a lot more alluring to guys.
Yeah.
Right. Because when you watch something evolve and become something new and you've spent a lot of time away from it, it is hard to want to return. Sure. Because it's not the same as it used to be when you were there.
Right.
And you have to update to it.
Facts.
Whereas when you are hosting an event that is rooted in nostalgia and almost having this event be like what it used to be, an old time guy that maybe couldn't think of themselves adapting to the newer age might be much more okay with returning to that.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. I think the audience is still going to be 2023. What year are we in? But you hope that transition is easier for some of these battlers, because I think the other thing is, the bars that sort of shit that used to fly 10 years ago, they don't really fly so much anymore. So
true, unless you're O'Shea.
unless you're O'Shea, in which case,
Timeless.
timeless, classic, ageless. Facts. So yeah, very interesting stuff happening. Obviously, we'll keep you updated. There's plenty of announcements to go. It looks like what 2-3 days of battles.
3 days.
days?
Just
3
announced. Diz actually announced it on Twitter a couple days ago that the response to this event has been so great that he wants to open it up to 3 days. So day 0 being on Friday, then day 1 and day 2 Saturday and Sunday.
Amazing.
And then also have another event, another Battle of the Bay 10 event later, because there are so many people that want to be a part of it that 1 3-day event won't be enough. And so he's going to have another one, hypothetically. I mean, plans always change, but
right. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because like one 3-day event is enormous. The amount of planning and organizing involved in that kind of thing is tremendous. So we'll see what kind of energy there is. But yeah, no, on Twitter, on social media, it feels like the energy is all towards GTX and reliving these classic and important moments in a lot of fans' hearts from coming up with grind time. This is like it's wild shit. So good on Diz, great shit as per usual. And then American Battlerap is going really well. What? Canada?
Unless you're Torido.
Unless you're Torido, which is hilarious. But we're not going to go there either. So anyways, neighbors to the north, the lovely land of the free. It's the Buccos. Yo, this is so wild. I was just thinking this about you. That's so crazy. Canada, we just had an event, Set the Bar last night. Set the Bar had a Heat Wave event. Heat Wave. G-Show versus Arcane. Mike Wild versus So Severe. And many others. And, it's always a good time. I think there were some issues with this event last night. The venue canceled the week of, which is weird. The venue shut down and they had to move the event.
Who would have thought? The railway club.
Yeah, hey.
Damn.
No bias there.
I'm not happy about it at all.
Yeah, he's really upset. Morose, that's the face of somebody who is. And then the new event space was great, though. I've seen it before. I've been there before. It's sort of club type space, but just off Commercial Drive. Yeah, it's close to Commercial Drive from Clark. And Commercial Drive, there's lots of good food around there. And it's just sort of like the venue, and then there's a door outside. So you're going to smoke or you're going to be in the venue, which is simple and easy, effective. I mean, I think they rolled with the punches. I think that's what this event was, rolling with the punches. Had a couple of cancellations. Andre Anthem versus Stevie P did not go down for, I don't know, Andre Anthem is not won a battle. And Nuxie versus Bruskin 40, who's coming up from Washington. And Bruskin was part of GZAZ and I think some other East Coast leagues. He did some stuff, but he's coming up from Washington.
Yeah, he battled on iBattle a couple times. He was on. Right. He had a Toronto GZ. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, no, I totally remember that from the East Coast shit. And so he came up and he played basketball, and we just hung out, which was dope. We did a small Set the Ball pre-event basketball barbecue, and it went very well. The burgers, I made the patties. My hand made the patties. They're perfect size, perfect thickness. We get the whole thing. I got a little. It was great. Burgers, the dogs, the barbecue part, excellent. The basketball, unstoppable. Really, it was really lots of fun. So definitely, shouts out to all the Set the Ballers. We'll try to do that every event. And then the only way, baby, the only way it's done. Yes, and so lots of guys who are part of the battle community came out to show how poor they are at basketball and get beaten by the champ. Ah. So anyways, that was great. And so that battle didn't happen. And then, so there was basically only 4 battles. It was like Uncle Buzz versus Creative, Polly Free versus AA Ron, Mike Wild versus So Severe, and G-Show versus Arcane. And, Polly Free did great. AA Ron, I think he shit the bed. He knows he shit the bed. It was really weird. Some of the stuff he was saying, I don't know what he was going through his mind. Sometimes it's just crazy. And then Polly was really good. He was rapping, he's punching, he's like putting it together, and he's a good rapper. So it's going to be interesting to see his development because he's got the skill set for sure. Uncle Buzz was great. Love him. Coming out from Toronto, from Beast Mode. Shouts out to Beast Mode, those guys. He's really dope. He was punching, I think, every round. I don't think there was light bars in any round. He was really like coming with it. I think his projection is a little more quiet. So I don't know. Sometimes that works. People are paying more attention because you need to. But we heard all the shit he was saying, and he was saying some really dope shit, which was great. And Creative went off. It was a great classic creative performance where he was really in his bag, doing great shit. And that's really fun. I can't wait to see that one drop. I think that might be. I have that as Battle of the Night. Mike Wild, So Severe was great. I know what you expect from both these guys. Lots of punches, lots of energy. I think their first rounds were incredible. They were really just at each other. And Mike Wild is a super talented guy, local guy, and he's got a specific style that really caters to like a battle rap crowd. So he's doing some punching that is maybe more specific references to things that it's like kind of dicey. It's kind of hit and miss. And I thought that for the most part they did a good job maintaining the momentum, but definitely it felt like I'm probably going to get more of this on watch back. Probably in the room I was going, I don't understand. I'm not the guy who's like, yeah. I'm the guy who goes, am I dumb? It's me, right?
Unless the bar is about Vancouver or the media that covers the Canucks, you have no clue.
That's my trigger button. Hey, what's up? Yo, Mod's in the house. What's up, G? Good to see you. Oh, man. Look, everybody's here today. What's up, Pac-Man? Speaking of Canadian Battle Rap, we're in the Canadian Battle Rap segment. And then G-Show versus Arcane was great. Can't wait to watch this back. I know that I'm missing lots of G-Show's punches. It's kind of like Ellipsis in that way, where you really got to watch back to see what he's saying. His first round was especially, I was just going crazy. I wanted to tweet some shit. I had a bunch of tweet drafts written up, and I was just like, no, just put your phone down, enjoy the battle. Arcane was classic Arcane. I thought he was better than he was versus Saga. He didn't take G-Show light. I think that's the thing that happens a lot with G-Show. Is people are like, oh, who's G-Show? I'm just going to write for a battle, blah, 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 blah. And then they get smoked. And they're like, whoa, I fucking did not know who G-Show was, and I'm sorry. But I don't think that was the case with Arcane. I think he really prepped appropriately. He did do a little stumbling. Yeah, a little choppy, little stumble. Stuff happens, God knows. But he did show how it's supposed to be done. He did some great stuff. He had a quadruple entendre, like I said. It was like Kimura and Russell Simmons. It was like a Kimura Lee, but Kimura the armbar, but Kimura this, but Kimura that. Like there was four of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's quadruple entendre. Facts. Yo. Yeah, transport track. And G-Show had a great closing bar about this, so I'm not going to spoil it for you, but G-Show is just fucking a gem and a joy to watch. A joy to watch.
Ooh, that's a quad.
Don't tell street hymns. Just overall great mirth making. I sold a fucking bunch of tickets. I brought a bunch of people out. I'm not even on the cards. And that's where I beat Barjay in being the highest selling ticket seller of all time in Vancouver. Because I'm selling shit that I'm not even on. So let's go. Let's get money in the bank. Yeah, overall, I hope it was successful on the promoter's side as it was in the room, because everybody I talked to had a really good time, and it's really stoked for the next one. Really excited for the next one. That's what we want to know. What's happening next with Set the Bar. I think they got something before the end of the summer, and then maybe one in fall, one in the winter. But we shall see, and we will keep you updated.
Of course.
I don't know. Do you have any questions?
No, obviously couldn't be there, and the Twitch stream hasn't happened just yet. Right. It'll happen next Saturday. Fingers crossed. Everything cool. Working out normal. I'll be able to check it out then. But no, I didn't get to see.
Yeah, but Glock Party well represented, and that's what matters. Facts. Other things in Canada is Pathogenic versus XQZ dropped. King of the Dot.
Yeah.
On its last drop
better. From Stay Forever. Yeah. It was the first battle from day 2.
One. Did you see the Reddit comments?
I did not.
Oh, that's cool. It's so adorable. They're like, oh, I don't know who this Pathogenic guy is, but he's amazing. And they should have dropped this earlier. Why did they wait so long to drop this one? This one's like the best battle of the event. So, hey. Shout out to Reddit finally getting their shit together.
That's I think I've said this a lot, but honestly, the goal from me wasn't to go in there and try and smoke XQZ. The goal from me was to go in there and have a battle where everyone said, this isn't out of place to be on this amazing card, and that this belonged here and was a great battle for the event. That's what my goal was. And so I think that that's what it achieved. It was a great way. Watching it back, it turned out really, really well. So
yeah. And live in the venue, I'm thinking, like, there's a bunch of things that I'm thinking at the time, right? There's a bunch of shit going on. I'm sort of on call, but also the day 2 was really light for work, so I could enjoy the battles more. But I just remember really enjoying it and thinking to myself, you're gonna like this more when you watch it back. And it's true. It's like having it accessible. You can rewind. There's so many great moments. I think that was another thing that I wanted to touch on, is the fact that, these young battlers coming up can look at you and say, how do I do that? It's like, well, it's not just punches. It's not just lines. It's not just presence. It's not just cadence. It's not just rap ability. It's like creating an idea that can live outside of the bars, creating an idea in people's minds that sort of takes on a momentum of its own. And those sort of moments they're rife in that battle, rife with those moments.
Yeah. Battlerap is, here's a couple of gems that I'm going to drop for all the battlers that are listening. It's about making a story. It's about making a cohesive story in each round with your punchlines. Everyone can come up with dope shit. What sets people apart is, how can you tie that into who you're battling against and make a story that people want to follow?
Oh, and that's all we have for today. Sorry, kids. Too much knowledge. It's just too much knowledge for you. Really, it's literally perfectly said.
And if you want, and the best example of that I know of is watch XQZ's first round for me. All the train stuff that he comes up with, he is telling a story about my accident in a way that downgrades me in front of everyone, in a way that he is rapping at a very high level. And that's what battle rap is.
Yeah.
He made that story up and performed it and wrote it amazingly. And that's why you can see the crowd response to it. You might be able to get the crowd to react to a crazy, awesome punchline at the beginning of your round. But if you do that for 3 whole rounds, by the 3rd round, everyone's going to be like, we heard it, man. XQZ's a master at it. Ellipsis is a master at it. These are guys that'll go in there and they'll hit you with a crazy, crazy joke that makes you laugh. And then 3 lines later, drop an insane haymaker that you weren't expecting because your brain is thinking funny.
Or they get in a it's this expectation and surprise. But when battlers do it, I see younger battlers and they touch on it, or they brush against it and they get an enormous reaction from the crowd, it's like, oh, wow, pay attention to that. Because you think Battlerap is going in here and rapping really good and bar it out. And you're missing the fact that when you're a little bit funny or you're able to build some sort of narrative around it, the crowd is suddenly engaged and you're getting way more response. There's a big difference between and oh, like that's it. That's what you want. So
yeah, Pathogenic versus XQZ out right now. Go watch it, like it, comment on it, share it around, have everyone see it. It's
facts. Because then you can say, hey, I knew about Pathogenic before he was enormous superstar. Just like that timeline is getting kind of thin for you. So once this Ellipsis battle drops, then it's going to be over.
Koichi saying here, hoping to make it on November 19th. That's me versus Arc in London.
Oh, shit.
We've got people that are flying out from North America to London to see the event that I'm on.
Spectacular.
Not headlining, but I'm on it.
And you know what's great is that Koichi's like good vibes. It's like that's the kind of guy that you want to have in your corner 100%. Traveling.
CJ just said he's booked his ticket. He's flying out to London for that event.
I might have to go. I can't go. But it's I mean, if you
Dysfunctional saying he's hopefully going to be there too. Like look at this is what we're dealing with here. So go watch me versus XQZ because that's sort of the start of my that's the start of my story.
Right. Yeah, and then
everything to that point was the prologue, and now we're in the actual story here.
This is very exciting. And and just wait for Pathogenic versus Ellipsis because it's like Pathogenic versus XQZ turned up. I felt like.
Yeah, I kind of figured things out. I'll say this because I'm not afraid to say this, but I walked out of me versus XQZ feeling like, yeah, okay, we got the job done. The job wasn't to win or lose, but I still felt like I lost. And you learn so much more from losing than you do winning every single battle all the time. And so I feel like I learned so much against XQZ, and I took all of that and tried to apply it in the Ellipsis battle, and I think that I did too.
Yeah, in that one. It's really crazy.
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch that one back. I haven't seen that one back in a long time too. So.
Oh my goodness. It's incredible and really exciting and just so nice for Canada to have like a roster right now, considering the last 3 years that it's been sort of like, what is even happening with Battlerap in Canada? And now it feels like people are engaged at every level, Joey franchise, obviously Beast Mode collab with KOTD, which we're going to talk about. And let's just talk about it, actually. That's that other thing about Pathogenic that's happening right now is the Pathogenic versus Apex battle that was announced for the KOTD Beast Mode collab. Breakthrough 2.
Yeah, Breakthrough 1 being their original big event last summer, which was Apex and Emerson and
Ellipsis Dysfunctional? Or was that a different one?
That was Full Clip. That's a different one. That was the Breakthrough had a bunch of big matches on it, but I can't fucking remember. But I know that Apex and Emerson was on that one. So
okay, well, Beast Mode, and KOTD, good relationship.
Oh, I think XQZ and A1 was on that one.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. So
XQZ
I think
coming up to Canada. Let's go.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say me and Apex and it's gonna be a King of the Dot Beast Mode collab, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Did we talk about that last week? Because I remember saying a bunch of nice things about Apex, and I assumed that we recorded that.
Dysfunctional and Red Flag too. That was the other thing. Yeah, I think we had talked about it.
Yeah. So
not last week, but a week after that, or a week before that.
Yeah. The announcement that was released recently was Shoddy P versus Riz Relit, and that's really dope. I really fucking love that match. Actually, I really love seeing Shoddy P on KOTD. So
I love seeing Riz finally get his the payoff. Right, he's been one of those guys that has always been beast mode right from the start. He had to sneak into the first events because he wasn't old enough. He's been there from his beginning, battling all the guys that, you know, they were like, how about this guy, this guy, this guy? He had some time away because of personal stuff, but this is his shot, and he deserves that shot, and he hasn't gotten it yet. And I think that him and Shoddy P is a big time shot.
For real.
We're talking about Grand Prix semifinals.
The S1
season S1 semifinals.
Yeah, and like a contentious decision versus Caustic.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I remember the judges were handing in their thing, and it was like by a point. It was very, very close. So shouts out to him. You know that Shoddy P is going to take it seriously because he doesn't slack against rookies or younger opponents. He doesn't slack. He's great. I've seen him, you know, come out, battled MT Money on this Washington card. I've seen him in Australia. He battled our guy Vega. Had a great showing. Like Shoddy P's, I love Shoddy P's. He's really consummate professional and always a great watch. Yeah. So
and this does exactly what it needs to for Riz. It gives him a great competitive battle.
Yeah.
And it's going to get eyes on it. Yeah, right. I mean, with it being like in collaboration with King of the Dot and Shoddy being a King of the Dot battler, this might end up dropping on the main page. So it's going to turn a lot of eyes onto Riz that previously haven't. So it's a huge opportunity that I'm sure he won't take lightly because he can't.
I want to see what else they got. I want to know what's going on. Breakthrough.
And
how can we break through more?
And with me being a King of the Dot battler now at that level, me and Apex, I mean, I might end up getting Apex his first King of the Dot match and bringing a lot of eyes onto him too. So
is this his first time on King of the Dot?
This is his first battle that will probably be released on a King of the Dot channel if it does get released there.
Wow, that's so weird. I would have assumed that he'd been on King of the Dot before.
One would think.
Yeah.
Takes a guy like me to sort of shine light on those newer guys, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. It's very difficult to get on the King of the Dot channel, you know? I mean, I've only been on it twice, but it's very challenging. And, you know, that's, it's elite. But he deserves it, definitely. I'm a huge Apex fan, so I think it's definitely overdue.
Yeah. I think so. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the other matchups are. I'm hoping to see, you know, a lot of those main Beast Mode guys that have been there for the last year during this sort of rebuild of the Beast Mode brand, getting some eyes turned onto them as well. So
I'm sure
that's Dysfunctional's in here. I'm hoping that he's got a good match that can bring some eyes to him. After battling Red Flag and Ellipsis and
he needs to really get his name up, especially if he wants to battle me. It's like, you know, just keep it going. Let's see what happens. Maybe someday, but hold your breath. So we'll keep an eye on those announcements. Definitely there's more coming. And then in Canada, that's basically Canada. Canada's thriving, doing great. We'll keep tabs on it. Facts. He knows what's up. I appreciate that. It's humility, you know? Humility is so important in battle rappers. Not me. I don't need it. But, and then also I wanted to say shouts out to Spud. Came out all the way from Alberta. His name's Spud.
Spud came out?
Yeah.
To the event this weekend? Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was really cool. Introduced myself to him. And he was a fan of the show, saying that he watched the show, which was really cool. And Polly's really high on him. I'm going to do my research. And
shout out to Spud, man. So Spud, he was he's technically an Alberta battle rap vet. When Alberta had the Edmonton and Calgary King of the Dot divisions, Spud was one of those prominent battlers in Edmonton.
Holy shit, are you serious?
I'm very serious. He was a very important cog in Alberta's battle rap machine for the time being. And when King of the Dot left, he kind of took his leave of absence, and he made a short notice 5-day return on the Freezer Burnt card in Edmonton against Crop Hopper, who had somebody not make it. And so he, on 5 days prep, did a 1-rounder with him and was fantastic.
Holy shit.
He
Okay.
returned with crazy energy, great writing, awesome punchlines. Spud is somebody who, if he was battling more and got more into that he could have a great return and solidify himself again as being one of those great guys in Alberta.
That's fucking great news.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was super ignorant, so apologize. I feel like if I can
No worries.
heal now.
Just one of those things. Like Paulie's saying too, Spud is Freezer Burnt staff now too, so it's good to see him sort of have that love to get back into it and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
that's super cool.
I think he was at Stay Forever also. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure him and Kreipel were there. So
super cool, chill dude, and we had great vibes from all the Alberta guys who came out. So shouts out to them and Polly and Freezer Burnt and everybody that's putting in work over there. Canada looks good. Canada looks great. We're gonna move on. The UK briefly. Not a whole lot going on. They kind of announced all their shit. That's the thing when you announce your events years in advance. We know the shit. We know what's gonna happen. But not really though. There wasn't a whole lot that really happened, was there? Last week.
Not in the terms of announcements or events. I think we are waiting now for Undisclosed 9, which unfortunately had the Carter Deems drop out. I saw on Twitter that there was some talk of filling that spot possibly with Mulips. I don't know what the consensus was on that, but Mulips versus Slester would be an unbelievably great battle.
Super good.
So
is a gem.
Yeah, he's a special dude, that one. But that's speculation. Who knows if that's going to actually happen or not. Hopefully something works out for Slester though, because that was a pretty big battle for him, and he deserves one of those shots. He's great.
Yeah, super great, super talented kid, working really hard up there in Scotland. SBE versus Gas dropped, but I think that was a week ago.
Yeah, we talked about it on the last show. Yeah,
but I finally watched it, so that's different. Nice little 1-rounder. Gas buff is super special. And I'm trying to think. Okay, it's DNT Uncontained versus Kid B. It's the Irish versus
Crow versus Reverse dropped this morning.
Sick. Okay, I'm super excited to see that. That's basically where I'm at.
And this is Reverse's. I'm not sure if it's his Prem debut.
Oh,
I think it's his Prem debut because it's only his third battle or so.
Yeah, it's wild how few battles he's had. But
you're going to see this kid's got it.
Yeah. We talked a bunch of the Don't Flop event.
There's a reason that he was picked up onto a Div 1 Prem team when Raptor had to drop off. Mm-hmm. And you can see that. I mean, his fourth battle is a judge battle against Crow, who's no slouch by any means. And I'm not going to give anything away.
Yeah, don't give it away. It's a unique style, a style you don't see very often because it's very high risk, high reward, but he executes really well. As long as he keeps executing, he's a fucking problem. We talked about that at the Don't Flop event, how great it is to watch him. He came up from, Shuffle T's style, sort of like, playing word rhyming games and stuff on Twitter. And then Shuffle T and him got to talking. It was like, you should try out. And so he's actually written more battles than this is his third battle. It's just he's had a number of cancellations and people back out on him as well. So it's not like a ton more experience, but he knows what he's doing, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that. Reverse versus Crow. Both guys, Crow, friend of the show, Bong. And what more can we say? Like, we'll keep an eye out for more drops and more announcements from the UK. But so far, it's looking like a down week for them, which is cool.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Totally, very generous to open things up for Australia because this weekend, Evolution is happening in Perth, which is the Chimera Etang battle event. which is happening from the new league. Watch Your Mouth. I think it's Watch Your Mouth, right? Watch Your Mouth Battles.
Yeah. Is it mouth with a TH or mouth with an F?
That would be cool. It's TH. They do TH in Australia. So Watch Your Mouth, cunt. Are we going to get demonetized for that? Cunt means friend. Oh, hey, and also addendum to the Dundee Greeley battle. For people who don't know, Dundee said, "I'll punch anybody. I'll punch a fucking Gronk. I'll punch a fucking Karen." And I just thought I would interpret that. People were wondering, a Gronk is a pedophile. That's a thing. If you say somebody's a goof in Canada,
it's funny how every culture has their own word.
Don't call somebody a Gronk in Australia.
Gronk is pedo.
They'll fight you.
Goof is pedo in Canada. It's got a very different meaning than in the States. Nonce is pedo in the UK.
Right. No,
it's one of those.
Gronk.
Everyone's got to have their own word for it.
For sure.
Crazy.
So punch a Gronk. Always punch a Gronk, and don't call anybody a Gronk unless you want to get punched. And then punching cones is they have Adelaide. Did I not say Adelaide? I said Perth all the time. Idiot. Fuck. They're not close either. They're like very far away from each other. Adelaide. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Apologies, suds. And a cone is basically you smoke weed in bowls with a bong in Australia for the most part. People don't smoke joints because they don't have great weed for that. No offense, it's just facts. And they like to mix it with tobacco, which is some cultures do that. It's totally
UK does that as well.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, UK doesn't fucking bong it into their lungs, and that's what a Billy, a Billy bong is. We have it. You have these little attachments you buy because you can't get weed paraphernalia in Australia because it's super illegal. How dare you fucking smoking weed in here? It's just like you're doing crack and cocaine in your eyeballs. That's what they say. And so you have to get a hose, a garden hose, and create a little cylindrical conical thing that you pack your weed and your tobacco in, and it's a cone basically. So that's a cone of weed. Punch a cone. So when you punch a cone, it's basically I demonstrated it now, explained thoroughly this absolute 2-bar setup from a battle that we covered last week.
We used to smoke out of lungs, is what we called them. You take this show has turned into something totally different for the last bit. We used to take a 2-liter pop bottle, you cut the top off, and then you would take a bread bag and you'd put it over the bottom and you'd tape it around, push the bread bag into that. You take a little piece of tin foil, fold it over the top, poke some holes in it, put all your weed in there, light it, and then while you were lighting it, you would suck it into the bread bag underneath. Then you'd pull the tin off, and then you'd have the whole bread bag of smoke. Looks like a lung when you would pull it out and inflate it.
It very much does. It's chilled now. It's not 2008 anymore. Okay, it's different now. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that evolution. It was fucking 10, 15 years ago that I was out there, so I don't really know shit anymore. So I appreciate that. But yes, the lung thing, we definitely did that too. We were scientists.
Yeah.
Finding ways to hurt ourselves.
So when you hear us say we punch a lung,
all across the world, there's quadruple entendre there. Yeah. Anyways, this is going to turn into a different podcast. But
shout out to Ghost Drops. I'm rocking one of the shirts there.
So. Oh yeah, that's very cool. Great branding with Ghost Drops. Very cool shit. So thank you. I said it's Perth here in my notes. Adelaide. Thank you, Adelaide. Evolution. We look forward to hearing about the event. Maybe we get Sythe on. Oh yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. That's dope. So I don't know what I'm talking about then. Sythe, thank you. Appreciate that clarification. Maybe we'll get you on and talk about what the weed's like in Australia next week or something like that. And and then
we'll just get Gannick on here too, and Suds, and
that would be awesome. That would be so awesome if we could bother Gannick with coming on our show. I think that would be really dope. So anyways, that's next weekend. If you are in Adelaide or the surrounding Australia, Oceania area. Hell, if you're Southeast Asia, take a little trip. You got time. Evolution is happening. Adelaide, Chimera versus Etang. If you are in Michigan or the United States, next weekend they're doing Rumble in the Midwest. That's a Bar Wars event. Shouts out to Bar Wars, friends of the show. We love Bar Wars. They've been sort of a staple for Michigan battle rap for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Ledge and all the boys out there. It's Snow versus Matt Tisdale is the main event, which is like, that's a fucking good battle. I love Snow.
It's a great battle.
And Matt Tisdale's a very, very capable MC. So shouts out to them. In London, if you're in the London, UK area, this is very London, UK. Don't Flop versus Comedians. They're having an event. Don't Flop Roast Beef, which is, I've heard that.
Heard that name before.
I don't know if I've heard that name. That's really funny though. Roast Beef. So Don't Flop doing it up in England. Shouts out to Verse Tracker for the events calendar. You can go there for all your battle rap knowledge needs. Yeah, and fuck it, that's all we got for this week. It's light week. We still went long. Did we? No, whatever.
Is what it is. It's Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. Go spend time with your dads.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I don't believe so. Go watch Pathogenic versus XQZ on YouTube right now. Stay forever. King of the Dot. We in here.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you got to do right now. Once this is over, just go click play on that. We're going to do that. That's all for this week. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Let's hit the subscribe button. Do all that shit. We love you. Path, take a sip.